Belly fat and the fat around your midsection in general is really easy to gain but really hard to get rid of. And carrying around excess pounds of body fat is unhealthy and unattractive. So many people take it upon themselves to fix their belly fat problem, and most of them do it by trying to do crunches and sit-ups until the fat disappears. But crunches and sit-ups are some of the worst exercises you can do because they don't burn a lot of calories at all, and unfortunately, you can't target the fat on your midsection by doing ab exercises. So truly the best exercise that you can do to reduce your belly fat is the exercise of self-control when it comes to your diet and what you eat on a daily basis. However, even though your diet will always be the main determining factor for how many calories you take in, there are certain exercises that burn far more calories than others, and these exercises can be used to boost the amount of calories you burn on a weekly basis, which will help you burn more fat from your whole body, including the fat on your midsection. And the first exercise that I want to start with is a simple medicine ball slam. The easiest way to do this is by using either a slam ball, which looks just like a medicine ball, or a sandbag. Since slam balls are becoming more and more common in gyms, I'll be demonstrating with a slam ball. So you're going to start with your feet shoulder width apart and the ball in between your feet. Squat down, grab the ball, stand up, and curl and press it over your head. Then slam the ball down into the ground as hard as you can in between your feet. So you don't want to just throw the ball to the ground using only your arms. Instead, when the ball is over your head, you want to pull your hips back out from under you and put your whole body into the slam by bending at the waist and using the full power of your core to drive the ball into the ground. Then repeat for reps. This same exercise can be done with a sandbag in the same exact way. And if you don't have access to either one, then you can literally make your own sandbag with the bag that I have linked up in the description. Just add sand and you're good to go. Another great exercise that'll get you really winded is the cable wood chopper. To set this one up, you're going to bring the pulley to the bottom of a cable cross and attach a D handle. Then while standing with the D handle at your side, bend down and grab it with both your hands. You can either interlace your fingers or simply put one hand over the other. So this is your starting position, standing straight up with a D handle in both hands at your side. From there, you're going to squat straight down, stand up, and with your elbows almost fully locked out, you're going to rotate the cable from your hips at an upward angle over your opposite shoulder. Then bring the cable back to the starting position while still keeping your elbows almost fully locked out, and then repeat for reps on one side before switching to the other. Don't make the mistake of bending and extending your arms on each of your repetitions. This should be a rotational movement. And keep in mind that most people don't perform exercises that develop rotational strength. And this is a big problem because almost all injuries occur when a rotational force is involved. So strengthening with exercises like the wood chop can really help prevent potential injuries. Next, we have one of the best calorie burning exercises, period, the weighted burpee. To begin, you're going to grab two moderately heavy dumbbells that you can curl and press over your head. Then stand straight up with both dumbbells hanging down at your sides. Squat down as you bend your back and plant both dumbbells around the outsides of your feet. Then jump your feet back out into a push-up position and perform a push-up onto the dumbbells. After that, hop your feet back in between your hands and stand straight up with the dumbbells. When lifting the dumbbells off the ground, you want to do it with good form, as if you're performing a suitcase deadlift. So make sure that you maintain the neutral curve of your lower back as you stand up. And then you're going to curl and press those dumbbells over your head. Finally, lower the dumbbells back to your shoulders, then bring them back to your sides, and then repeat for reps. Now, if you're a beginner, you can do these with just your body weight, and instead of jumping your feet out, you can walk them out and back in for less impact. Let's move on to kettlebell swings, and kettlebell exercises in general are very good at boosting the heart rate and helping you burn a ton of calories. In fact, according to the American Council on Exercise, the average person can burn 400 calories in just 20 minutes with a kettlebell workout. This equates to 20 calories being burnt per minute, which is the same as running at a 6-minute per mile pace. And the staple kettlebell exercise in every routine is the kettlebell swing. So to begin, start with your feet a little wider than shoulder width and the kettlebell out in front of you. Bend your knees, grab the kettlebell with both hands, and remember to keep your arms straight and relaxed throughout this entire exercise. It's not meant to be an arm exercise, but rather a hip hinging exercise. So lift the kettlebell up, relax your knees, shift your body weight back into your heels, and lower your butt backwards and down as you swing the kettlebell behind you in between your legs. Then drive through your heels and explode through your hips. This explosive hip hinging motion should send the kettlebell swinging upward. It's very important that as you pop your hips forward, you also stop them and don't allow them to go past a neutral spine. Pushing your hips forward too much will hyperextend your spine and will more than likely lead to a back injury. So pop your hips, then squeeze your core and your glutes to stop at neutral and aim for the kettlebell to come up to about chest height, with your arms still extended out in front of you. Then allow the kettlebell to come back down as you shift your weight back on your heels, hinge your hips, and catch the weight of the kettlebell as you use the momentum to go straight into your next rep. Keep in mind that this is not a squat with a frontal raise. If you're muscling the kettlebell up using your shoulders, you're doing it wrong. Another kettlebell exercise that'll burn even more calories is known as the kettlebell long cycle, but you should only perform this exercise after you've already learned how to do regular kettlebell swings well. To begin, you'll have 2 kettlebells on the floor in front of you. Bend down and grab one in each hand. Then swing both in between your legs with your hands in a neutral position. This part is the same as the kettlebell swing, except after you pop your hips forward, you want to quickly tuck your elbows tight into your ribs and bring your hands together under your chin. This should create a pocket to catch the kettlebell in. Don't make the common mistake of catching the kettlebells with your hands wide apart, as that will externally rotate your shoulder into a position that's very likely to cause a shoulder injury. So once both kettlebells are in that rack position in those pockets that you made with your arms, you want to bend your knees, lean back slightly, and explode upwards as you perform a push press to get the kettlebells up over your head. Then lower the kettlebells back into that rack position in those pockets while simultaneously bending the knees to catch the weight. And from there, lower down and swing under in between your legs before popping back up and repeating for reps. Next, we have one of the best fat loss machines out there, and all it is just a big, long, heavy rope, the battle rope. Now, there are many exercises you can do with the battle rope for the purpose of fat loss, and I'll quickly run through a couple. First is the alternating speed rope slams. You'll hold an end of the rope in each hand, slightly bend your knees, and make short curling and extending motions with your arms to create quick, wave-like slams along the length of the rope. With this drill, you want to focus on moving the rope as fast as possible. Alternatively, instead of speed, you can focus on power by performing overhead rope slams with both arms at the same time. Just like with the slam ball, we're going to raise both of the ropes all the way up over the head and slam them all the way down using our whole body, especially our core. Then lift back up over your head and repeat for reps. One more variation involves holding the rope in your hands upside down. And then you're going to raise the rope up and loop it across your body and then slam it down. After that, you're going to loop it up and over to the other side, slam it down, and then repeat for reps. Another great simple fat loss machine is the prowler. As easy as it might sound, you simply stack up some weight onto a prowler or a sled and you push it down one way, then bring it back the other way for a complete lap. When my clients at my gym felt lazy and didn't feel like training, I would ask for them to simply come in and perform 10 laps with the prowler. And soon enough, the prowler became nicknamed the throw-up machine. So if you ever feel like skipping a workout, just go to the gym and push a heavy prowler or sled for a total of 10 laps back and forth. In my gym, the length of the turf is 60 feet, so a lap is about 100 to 120 feet of pushing the prowler. Also remember, when selecting the weight load, make sure it's heavy enough to struggle. You shouldn't be zipping up and down the turf with no effort. Next are mountain climbers, and these can be done anywhere to elevate your heart rate really high, but specifically I want to talk about a more advanced way to do them utilizing a TRX. So you're going to adjust the TRX straps by bringing them down to the bottom a few inches above the ground. Then you're going to take a seat with your feet close to the straps and you're going to cross them over so that the left strap is on the right and the right strap is on the left. Then put your feet into the straps and throw one foot over the other as you turn over onto your stomach. From there, you'll get up into a push-up position and start performing mountain climbers by bringing in one knee up towards your chest and then alternating back and forth with your other knee for reps. Another great exercise for that transverse or rotational plane of motion that involves slamming as well is the hammer swing. Now, not everyone will have access to this exercise, but anyone that seriously wants to try this can go to a junkyard and pick up a tractor tire either for free or for dirt cheap. You would also need a long weighted hammer weighing 5 to 15 pounds. Then stand in front of the tire while gripping the hammer at the end with both hands. Stand in a staggered position with your left foot in front of your right. Swing in an arc-like looping path around your right side and over your head. Then pull your hips out from under you, contract your core, and slam the hammer down using your whole body. As the hammer bounces off the tire, switch your stance so that your right foot is now in front of your left. And now loop around on the other side, slam it down, and repeat for reps. Finally, our last and final exercise that burns a lot of calories is the Turkish get-up. For this one, you can grab any kind of weight in one hand regardless of whether it's a dumbbell or a kettlebell. Just make sure that it's a moderate weight load and not too heavy. You're going to lay down on your back with the weight in one hand pointed straight up towards the ceiling. Take your leg that's on the same side as the weight and bend that knee. Meanwhile, your other leg is going to stay straight. Then sit up while still keeping the weight pointed straight up towards the ceiling and prop yourself up on your other elbow. From there, continue sitting up while extending your elbow and then plant your hand on the ground behind you. Then you're going to lift your hips up off the ground as if you were getting ready for a side plank. But instead, you're going to make room to slide the leg that's closer to the ground back behind you and plant it into the ground not too far from where your hand is. Then you're going to come up into a lunge position and stand all the way up with the weight above your head. Then you're going to reverse the movement. So lunge, post, kick your leg out, lower to your elbow, and then return to the starting position before repeating for reps. So those are 10 exercises that are amazing at burning a lot of calories, which should help you burn more fat. Keep in mind that these exercises should not replace your regular strength training routine where you lift weights and try to progress the amount that you can lift on each session. These exercises can be used in addition to that to burn more calories and speed up your progress. An easy way to combine all of them into a fat-burning workout is to do each exercise for 10 interval rounds of 20 seconds on and 10 seconds off. Then take a minute break and move on to the next exercise. It's going to start off pretty easy, but I promise you, you'll be sweating buckets by the end. So that's it. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Also, if the exercises today were too difficult or too intimidating, I'm linking up a video below to some easier modifications. And if you want any extra coaching with your diet or workout plan and you want to take the next step, head on over to my website where you can get a full 42-day workout plan, a customized diet plan, a recipe book, and of course a coach to answer all your questions whenever you need. To find out more, click the link in the description below, or you can just head on over to my website directly at gravitytransformation.com. I'll see you guys soon.
Pump it.